Charles Smith here, and welcome to this edition of Tech Review. The product that I will be reviewing today will be the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. The Samsung Galaxy Note 3 is no doubt hands down one of the best smartphones on the market today. The Samsung Galaxy Note 3 is fast, powerful, has great storage capacity, and also is filled with a bunch of great new cool features that you are sure to enjoy. When the Galaxy Note series was first released in 2011, it was an instant success. I was one who wanted one as well. Samsung has yet continued to raise the bar with its Note series. Now with its third addition to the Note family, the Galaxy Note 3 is sure to please. It is one of the best smartphones you'll ever be using right now. Samsung has had great success with its Note series. The Note 3 is no exception, and it is sure to please. So let's take a closer look at the Galaxy Note 3. So here you have the full profile of the Note 3. What's also great about the new Note 3 is that Samsung has increased the screen display size to 5.7 inch from its predecessor of 5.5, all while keeping the same overall form factor of the phone. The 3 is much lighter and thinner than its predecessor as well. Samsung gives its Note a nice, elegant touch by adding silver outlining to the edges of the phone. Although this is plastic chrome trimming, it does still give it a nice touch and more of a professional look than its previous versions. Although made of extremely thin plastic, Samsung makes great efforts in giving this phone a very nice appeal by adding faux leather to its back. Despite its thinness, unlike many other Android phones in its category, the Galaxy Note 3 still packs a powerful high-capacity internal battery, which can be removed, and it also comes with 32 gigs of onboard storage capacity, while still allowing for extensive expanded memory. By increasing the screen size on the same form factor of the phone, the bezels have been thinned out, giving you a more edge-to-edge display. Now, when you power on the phone is when you'll be blown away. The graphics on this phone are remarkable. They're brilliant. There's now a new improved S Pen, which is great for doing more than just note-taking. However, the S Pen has even more quick responsiveness and can be used for other apps as well. I've really gotten used to taking notes on this here device. It's really fun and makes just writing much more enjoyable. I have completely replaced my paper yellow notepad with this phone. It's just so much more enjoyable. It's like the days of the PDA with much more in a phone. And yes, the S Pen can be used to navigate through the entire phone, just as you would use your fingers to touch different things as well on the phone. And the responsiveness is very quick. The Note 3 has a very powerful quad-core processor which allows you to get things done more quickly. It also comes with 3 GB of RAM as well. To see how this phone truly stacks up against the competition, I did several benchmark tests on this device through many different apps, and it far beats every other phone on the market. It wins first place for graphics and performance, which is great for high-end 3D powerful mobile gaming. Right here, what you see is just a small example of how well this phone can handle graphics so intense as these. Just look at how seamless everything is rendered on this display. It's very well. By the way, this is the LTE version of the Galaxy Note 3, and it does feature a Snapdragon 800 chip, while the GSM version uses a 1.9 GHz octa-core Exynos 5420 consisting of 4 1.9 GHz Cortex-A15 cores and 4 1.3 GHz Cortex-A7 cores. Wow, look at this. This is just impressive. All the way at the top. This device maxes out on all the apps straight across the board. The Galaxy Note 3 is a clear winner for speed and performance. Not only does it blow away its competition, it leaves its predecessors in the dust. This phone also has an incredible 3 GB of RAM. Introduced with the Note 2, the Note 3 now has improved multi-window display functionality. This allows you to get two things done at once. With its updated processor and increased memory, the Note 3 handles multitasking like a complete champion. It's ready to handle anything you throw at it. Just take a look at it right here in action. Right here, you'll see at the bottom a YouTube video in HD I'm streaming. And now on the other side, outlined in blue, is a wedding video saved on a memory card that was recently filmed. Look at how well it performs and handles. No signs of jittering or lag whatsoever. Also notice you can adjust the size of either video or anything that's running on the screen. This is just truly amazing. Finally, Samsung has now improved on the HD Super AMOLED display. Now you see very little to no bluish green tint that you see on the previous Samsung phones. It's practically eliminated. The screen is much brighter than the Note 2 and even the S4. The whites look more natural and the colors are more deeper than ever before. So this means that you will have more accurate color display. Next you have AirView. This was introduced with the S4. As many of you may already know, AirView is pretty cool too. It allows you to control much of your device just simply by hand gestures. All you have to do is hover your hand or your S Pen slightly above the screen, and what you have is either more information about whatever you're hovering your finger over, or you have an enlarged version of your picture for a preview image. This is a nice feature here. Here are some photos that I took recently and some of my drawings. AirView also works for viewing videos as well. It allows you to view useful information by hovering your pen or finger over the screen. So just by hovering your finger or pen over the screen, you can see what's coming up next in the video, and you can find your way through it, navigating easily and finding where you want to place it. AirView works with mail, allowing you to preview the beginning of a message before you even open it. One of my favorites is Air Gesture. This is useful when browsing through multiple photos. All you have to do is just wave your hand in the left or right position according to which way you want to browse your photos. This is pretty cool. The Note 3 sports a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera with 1080p capture, full HD. This is one of the first phones to support full 4K video recording. This phone's camera is pretty much future-proof, as 4K is the next generation of HD. As we currently have 1920 by 1080p recording, 4K supports 3840 by 2160 resolution. The front has a 2 megapixel camera which supports full HD video recording. So now I'd like to take the next 2 minutes to show you some photos and videos, a combination of both, that I have taken on using both the front and rear facing camera in many different lighting conditions and also different conditions as far as speed and movement, motion.
the tracks of mine, tears, baby.
I'm a little pleased with the image quality of the photos and videos. However, though, image quality still depends on the lighting environment given. As a disappointing fact, though, however, video capture is still quite jittery, regardless of the video quality or whether or not image stabilization is on or off. As with most digital video cameras, you need to hold this with a very, very steady hand or have it on a tripod to get the full effect of this full HD camera phone. Now let's check out the most original feature of a phone. Its call quality. I travel frequently, and calls are still just as important as data is to me. And I'm happy to say that calls are exceptionally good with this smartphone. In fact, the voice quality is so crisp and clear, it's comparative to that of a landline, wired, or cordless phone. The Note 3 has 3 voice settings, as well as noise cancellation and an extra voice boost. It's nice to find that in an era where manufacturers are improving more and more on data and decreasing quality of voice through compression, that Samsung is still improving on both voice clarity and data speed. This phone sounds as clear as the days of the older analog mobile phones. I'd like to let you listen in on 2 test calls.
Thanks for calling Verizon. To ensure quality service, this call may be monitored or recorded.
Para español, marque el 2.
Enter the phone number starting with the area code or the account number associated with your Verizon service. If you don't have either one, press pound.
Sounds good, doesn't it? By the way, this is a world phone, so you can use this phone in many countries. I just thought I'd let you hear how the dial tone sounds as well, the clarity of it. The handset even has an IR blaster. This is an awesome feature that allows you to turn your smartphone into a universal remote, allowing you to control your television, set-top box, DVD player, Blu-ray player, and other home entertainment devices with just your phone. You can even control your air conditioner with this. It's all thanks to the new Watch On app provided by Samsung. Other third-party apps have been developed to allow you to control even more devices. Basically, anything with an IR receiver can be controlled with this phone. Recently, I've downloaded a remote feature for my Mac. Although the current device selection in this menu looks limited, projectors can be added as well. The Note 3 is the first phone to have a USB 3.0 port. It also comes with a USB 3.0 cable. This features faster charging when connected to USB 3.0 ports on a computer and faster data transfer. Now, for those of you who might be a bit concerned about this new update, there is good news for you. The good news is that you can still use your generic micro USB cable on the right side of this charging port right here. Battery life is amazingly impressive, and with a 3200 milliampere battery, it should be. It's the longest battery life I've ever witnessed on a smartphone. I get an average of about 10 to 12 hours of full use on this phone with display on full brightness on both 4G and Wi-Fi, running multiple apps. In conclusion, I must say this phone is amazingly, it's just, words can't describe it. I just love so much about it. It has so many features, and every day I'm finding new things about it. And it's just about no limit what you can do. Samsung has definitely raised the bar, and with the Note series. And it definitely deserves all the respect that it commands. I'd almost safely say that this device is near perfect. However, there are just a few things about this phone that I did not like. But overall, since the phone is near perfect, I can live without them. Although I mentioned earlier that I was really satisfied with the battery life of the phone, I did hear many mention that the Note 2 had a slightly longer battery life, and that this has a shorter battery life than the Note 2 by 1 hour. So while this is not too much of a big deal, it is kind of a disappointment, as you would expect the newer phone to be automatically better. Another thing to consider is, the phone only has one internal loudspeaker for audio playback. Sound quality is average and is not too loud. And there is no dual stereo speaker with it as well. Third, the phone has no FM radio, as on other current Samsung phones in other countries. Some of us still like that feature. There are a few radio stations out there that I really enjoy, which don't have online streaming capability. And then too, there are some that don't want to use their limited data to listen to things that they could have listened to on the radio instead of streaming on web content. Now, fortunately, this isn't a problem for me so much because I have unlimited data and I'm grandfathered in through Verizon Wireless. So I have and can use as much data as I want. Fourth and finally, the problem that has plagued so many CDMA networks over the years. There is no simultaneous voice and data on 3G CDMA on this phone. However, it works fine on 4G LTE and other GSM standards. This seems to be more of a regression on Samsung's part, as they did allow this feature on the S3 by just simply putting in an additional radio. And in 2011, this was possible with the HTC Thunderbolt, along with a few other devices of that time. My guess is that Samsung probably omitted this feature to avoid unnecessarily weighing down this phone. But ultimately, this really isn't much of a problem, as I'm mostly on 4G just about everywhere I go, in that Samsung probably feels that this feature is unnecessary because in a few years 3G will be phased out in favor of 4G LTE. But overall, these aren't really big issues anymore. So, I'm still going to say that this was a pretty perfect phone. I really enjoy it. So yes, this phone has a lot to be excited about, and it is definitely worth buying. In fact, I can attest to it, because I've had this for a while now, and I really enjoy everything about it. Another great point on this phone is that it does support Samsung Enterprise Safe Solutions, which essentially allows you to have encrypted information to be able to send it to and from securely, one of the most desired features out of Android. So look out, BlackBerry. Also, it does support VPN client networking, and these are some really great things in this Android phone. So it really allows you to use it without having to worry about having one phone for pleasure and another phone for business. So this can be both your business and pleasure phone. And I do know this to be true because I am a small business owner of 2 businesses. So I do realize the powerful capability of this smartphone. It's very awesome. This phone's display is great for a lot of visual content. If you like to surf the web a lot, you like a tablet-like experience, watching videos and things without having to carry around an extra tablet. So this is a great idea to have a large screen. And it's pretty lightweight, so you'd get used to it. I know many people would get used to it. So in conclusion, with all of these things considered, I give this phone a 4.8 out of 5 stars. This is my 97% A+ rating. This concludes this edition of Tech Review. I'm Charles Smith. Thanks for watching.